not going to be perfect.
Hello, guys. My name is Tracy. Who do I have the pleasure of talking to today?
Hello, my name is Noah. I'm 15.
I'm Leanna. I'm 21.
Okay. What is your name, sir?
I'm William. I'm 62. I'm their stepdad.
Okay. And William, what brings y'all in today?
Well, they've been missing their real dad since he passed away.
Okay.
I don't miss him much, but they do, so I thought I'd bring them in.
Okay. So, Leanna, how long has it been since your dad passed away?
24 days,
24 days.
7 hours, and 6 minutes.
Okay. Okay, that's very precise. Noah, how have you been dealing with the death of your father?
Honestly, glad he's gone.
Okay.
He was kind of a dick to these
Yeah, a little
kids.
bit. Yeah.
So
He was, but even though he was, he, I guess, did the best he could.
okay. Okay.
And I don't know. I'm a little, well,
Okay.
depends on the day.
Okay. Okay.
Depends on the day.
Some days
I'm either mad or I'm very upset or I'm happy and glad he's gone, and I don't know anymore.
so your emotions are like a roller coaster.
Exactly.
Is that what I hear you saying?
Yes.
Okay. So
I'm worried about the kids, but
okay. Why are you worried about the kids? I know you're.
they almost lost their dad. Why else would I be worried about them?
I understand that, but is there anything particular going on?
No,
Okay.
not that I know of, but they don't tell me everything.
Okay.
That's why I brought them here. Maybe you can get something out of them.
Okay. Noah, how have you been processing your dad's death? What do you do to be able to cope with it?
Throw all this stuff out the window at once.
Okay. So you throw all of his stuff out the window.
Mm-hmm.
And what does that do for you when you do that?
Every time I let go of a piece of his stuff, I let go of a memory that he gave me.
Okay. Okay. And how do you cope with it, Leanna?
I write. Sometimes it's angry poetry. Sometimes it's very things that, and different friends of mine that have seen it thought it was a suicidal type of poetry at some point because it's very despondent. And when that doesn't work, I listen to music that I know he would hate, and I rock myself.
Okay. So you don't have any notions of hurting yourself or hurting anyone else, do you? At this time?
No, I don't have any issues of that. No, I just
Not
really
since he died, anyway, right?
no. You know what's weird though? Before he died, I seriously wanted to murder him myself.
Mm-hmm.
And now that he's gone, I'm like, do I really? I don't know what to think because all the hatred and all the bad feelings I've had for him kind of went, and there's nothing.
So there's been a kind of a closure since he's been buried and
Yes.
and the funeral was over and all that. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, it's been kind of a closure, but then again, now I feel like a big hole because where's all the hatred and shit that I've had for him for years?
Okay.
I don't know if that makes any sense, but
Yes, it does. Do you know that there's different stages of grief, like denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance? You're probably in the anger stage most of the time. You think?
probably,
Okay.
probably.
Okay. I'm going to ask each one of y'all a question.
Okay.
If you could go to bed tonight, Noah, and wake up in the morning, how, and your life was perfect, what would have happened to make your life perfect?
Clearance that my mind didn't always play tricks on me when it came to whether I felt bad about somebody's passing or not.
Leanna, same question.
Honestly, if my life was perfect, wouldn't have all the resentment 1 minute, and I would have a more clear understanding on how I feel about big events like the passing.
Okay. So,
I'd be able to grasp and control my emotions and be able to word them.
Put that down.
I'd be able to word them in a way that
I'm paying for this.
people understand,
okay. So you'd be able to express your feelings.
and I'd be more clear and concise, and I would know what the heck I'm feeling in order to express it, I guess.
Okay. So you have difficulty sometimes.
Yes. And when I get, but when I can't express my feelings, I pretty much really just either bottle it up or I become very destructive.
Okay. And you say if you're destructive, could you please elaborate on that? Explain what you mean by that.
Taking knives to pillows that were his, taking matches to clothes that was his. And I don't know if I'm really upset because he's gone, or if I'm just upset because he was such a horrible person. I just don't know.
Okay.
I think you're upset because you never got to tell him off.
That's probably it too.
Okay. So you're upset that you never got to tell him really how you felt.
Right, and he never apologized for all the feeling, or he never owned up to all the shit that he did to me.
Okay. So, what types of things are we talking about when you say things he did to you?
Physical abuse,
Okay.
unwanted sexual abuse.
Okay. Was all this stuff reported?
No, it wasn't reported until after the fact because I didn't want to hurt other people, and I waited until they were deceased.
Okay.
And it took 20 years or better for them to be deceased.
But you know that if someone's hurting you, it's okay to tell someone even though you aren't.
I do now, but I didn't then.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, we're talking 5, 6, 7, 8 years old.
Okay. So you've had a lot with it too.
Yes. I've had a lot of,
your feelings.
yeah.
Okay.
But it just really, you know.
You said a while ago that you listen to music, write poetry, that type of stuff to grieve, to help you process your grief, like coping skills. And you said you like throwing stuff out the window. Have y'all tried any other kind of coping mechanisms?
Not really, no.
Not really.
William, have you seen any changes in their behavior in the last since
Yeah,
this happened?
they've been a little more morose
Okay.
since this happened, but they don't want to admit it.
Okay, so what does he mean by that? Just morose. Describe your behavior and how it's changed.
Just that I'm a little bit more despondent and a little bit more unable to really own up to and be more a little bit more lethargic and a little bit more laying around
Okay.
and a little bit more to myself.
Okay.
I used to be a little bit more outgoing and a little bit more interested in friends, and I just really don't give a rat's butt right now.
So you're kind of depressed at times, but other times you're angry.
Yes,
So you fluctuate between anger and
depression.
Depression. Okay.
And I've got one of my poems that I wrote that's inside a bubble,
Mm-hmm.
and one of my friends thought it meant that I wanted to go somewhere and suffocate myself.
But that's not what it meant.
No, it just meant that being his daughter, I felt secluded and wrapped around, you know, and isolated and, you know,
So you felt like that you was in a confined area.
yes.
Or a bubble. Okay.
And then I didn't mean that I wanted to go off into a cocoon somewhere that I couldn't breathe and die.
Okay.
I
I'm gonna
meant,
say say a sentence, and y'all fill out the end of it, okay?
Okay.
Complete the sentence.
Fill in the blank. Got it.
If I could talk to Dad, I would ask him why he.
Was such an asshole.
No what? If I could talk to Dad, I would ask him why he.
Never decided to be around.
Okay. Okay. If I could tell Dad how his leaving us has changed you, how?
I would tell Dad that his leaving really hasn't done anything except make me an emotional damn mess. And I really wish I had never known him.
Okay.
Because he wasn't a good individual to start with.
Okay. Noah?
Maybe more honest with the truth about how I felt about him was.
Okay. I wish I could tell Dad how I feel about.
All the crap that he done. And I wish I could get him to own up to the crap he did to me. I wish I hadn't been such a coward when he was alive and I could have asked him and had a serious discussion. But he never took life seriously in the effects that he did to people. If it wasn't about him, and not taking ownership, he didn't give a rat's butt.
Good at this.
Noah, how about you? What? Is there anything else that you'd like to say to your dad? Look, pretend he's over here in this chair. There's Dad. Tell your dad how you feel.
I'll see you in hell.
Okay. You. He's in his chair. Individual chair. He's invisible. He's in.
Hey, you sorry, selfish son of a grudge. I hate you.
Okay, and so I'm going to try, we're going to do an intervention today called a goodbye letter. And I'll say part of the sentence and y'all complete this sentence. I'm saying goodbye because.
You're gone. 20 years too late.
I'm saying goodbye because.
You decided to leave without saying goodbye.
Okay. Saying goodbye makes me feel.
Relieved.
Saying goodbye makes me feel.
Like I have closure.
Okay. I remember a time when we.
When we were with Grandpa before he passed, and I was ripped out of Grandpa's arms by that evil person.
Okay, when you said the evil person, are you talking about your dad?
Yes. He got mad because Grandpa was rocking me, and I was he thought I was too big to be rocked because I was 5 years old, and I just busted my knee.
Okay, so you was getting comfort from your grandpa, but he took you out of your grandpa's arms
and basically whooped my butt for it and put me in the car and took me home, and I wasn't allowed to see Grandpa for 6 months.
Oh, that's kind of severe. Okay.
Because he was a selfish person.
You taught me.
That life is how you make it.
What?
That life is only what you make it.
Okay. And your question, I forgot to ask you is, I remember a time when we what?
Weren't always so hateful.
Okay. Okay, please elaborate on that. What do you mean by that?
Always getting in arguments. Just all around not being such assholes to each other.
Okay. Something I want you to know is, Lena.
That just because you passed doesn't mean all the mean stuff that you did is something I'm going to forget.
you remembering everything he did is not really hurting him at this point, but it's hurting yourself. So is there a way that we can work through this to help you let go?
I don't know. That's something we're gonna have to really consider, ain't it?
Yes.
That's the whole point of this consultation, I guess, ain't it?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe.
I will always remember
All the mean stuff. I'm afraid I'm always going to remember all the mean stuff and nothing good. I mean, the terms I use for him probably ain't fit for decent people to hear.
I will always remember what, Noah?
The hatred you gave me and how I figured out how to use it.
So, if you could see your life in a year, the way that you would like for it to be, how would your life look like? What would your life look like in a year?
I would be able to hang out with my friends again and not simmer and be mad and have all my feelings coming up and saying stuff that I don't mean to hurt my friends' feelings because of all the bitterness I have because of him.
Okay. Noah, if you could see yourself in a year, how would your life be if it was wonderful or different in a good way?
Was tired all the time. More understanding of what people are going through and more understanding of how people can feel some things that I can't feel anymore.
Okay. William, how would you like your children to be in a year? What vision do you have for them in a year?
I just want to be happy.
Okay.
Figure out what they want out of life and go do it.
Okay. So, what kind of things do you have planned for your future, Leanna?
This is gonna sound retarded and just gonna say it. I'd like to turn my writing into like a fictional romance thing, like I like to read.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So you like to write,
Yes.
and you like to write love stories?
I have a dream of doing it. I don't know that I'll be able to, but I like to
If
try.
you practice and you stay at it, yeah, you'll probably be successful. There's a lot of people write, and writing is very therapeutic. That's journaling, anything like that. Get your feelings out. That's a really therapeutic way to do it. It's really good. I tell people all the time to write, journal, doodle, whatever they have to do.
When he was sick, I wrote his obituary 100 times,
Oh,
and I called him all kinds of disgusting names in each tune.
and did that help you
Yeah.
process
Yeah. Yeah, but I was upset when they wouldn't let me print them.
Oh, so they wouldn't let you put it in the paper.
Right.
Okay.
Because they said that stupid bastard and idiotic SOB are not names that people knew him by.
Well, I could see why they wouldn't want to put that in the newspaper. That may not be the best names to put in the newspaper. But feel free to write them on your own and continue writing obituaries if that helps you process your anger. So, after...
And I put that his greatest accomplishment was the 5 minutes it took to make me. After that, his life went downhill.
Oh,
You know, it was just 5 minutes.
I just figure on the average.
Really?
Yeah, man, I had no credit than it's due.
That's unfortunate.
okay. So, after his passing,
Yeah. Yes.
And in the meantime, between his passing and the actual funeral,
Was the longest 3 days of my life. Because I wanted it over so bad. And anticipating it to the level that I was dreaming that it was done over.
so you had a lot of anxiety
Yes.
about what the funeral
Yes.
itself was going to be like. Okay, in what ways were you anxious? Why was you so anxious?
Because his new person that he was married to was causing a lot of issues, and I just didn't feel like that she would let it be as peaceful as it was. I figured she would make a stink, and it turned out being a lot better than I thought it would be.
Okay, what type of issues were we talking about?
Just that she was upset because, like me and my brother, would not call her mom because we got a mom. We wouldn't call her, and her kids called him dad, even though he wasn't much of a dad to us. Apparently, he was to them, and that was a real resentment issue for me. And hearing them blubbering all over the casket and crap was just a little much.
How do you feel about it, Noah? How do you feel that the funeral went?
I decided to stay home that day.
Okay, you didn't even go?
Nope.
Okay. And why was that?
Nothing to do with the old bastard.
Okay.
I thought it was best to let him stay home under the circumstances.
Okay.
And I wished I had done what I thought, because if I had told the guy that I call my dad, which is William, if I had told him what I wanted to do, he would probably let me stay at home.
Oh. Okay. So you didn't want to go out either.
I didn't want to go, but I wasn't smart like my little brother there.
And you're 21 and you couldn't make that decision for yourself.
I was afraid that my aunts and uncles on that side would hold it up and be upset that I didn't go.
And you don't want to hurt them because
Right.
they just experienced the loss of a brother.
Right.
Okay.
I didn't want to make it worse on them. So I did it out of respect for my grandpa, his father, who I love dearly. He's been gone 25 years. And I did it also for my nanny, who's been gone 5 years. It was my grandmother.
Okay. How can your grandfather be gone 25 years and you're only 21?
I said that wrong. It was 17 years. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. He died right after the incident that I was.
Math has never been her strong suit.
It really hasn't. I'm numbers dyslexic. You'll just have to forgive me.
That's okay. Noah, have you talked to anyone other than me about your dad's passing?
Nope.
Has it affected you in any way? Are you depressed? What stage of grief are you in?
Glad his ass is gone stage.
Okay. Do you think that that your emotions will change as time goes on?
Probably not.
Probably not. So I hear you saying that you wasn't all that close to your dad?
Nope.
Okay. Did you try to reach out to your dad?
Nope.
Nope.
The last time that I talked to Dad was 6.5 months before he passed, and it was to inform me that he didn't have a daughter anymore.
So I could see why neither one of you would want to reach out to him if he acted that way. And especially since you said that he was closer to the stepchildren.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he put them, the new wife listed them as his kids, and me and my brother weren't listed.
That was hurtful.
Absolutely. Because all the stuff he put us through, I mean, it didn't really bother my brother, but it bothered me because I felt like I should get recognition for all the crap he put me through.
So, what does your aunt and uncles, his brothers and sisters, think about the way y'all feel?
I don't know that they really know how I feel, how deeply I despise him because I try to keep it because I don't want to hurt them. But I think they're pretty in tune by the fact that his son didn't show up to his own funeral, that he has the same feelings I do. I just hide mine a little bit
Okay.
around them. I feel like I've got like the one face and the two faces. I've got the family face that I put on, making everything all rosy and hiding and burying the crap, and then I got the face that's like, okay, now that I'm by myself, I can let it all hang out.
So, is there anything, William, that you feel like that the children can benefit from with this therapy in particular?
Uh, yeah, maybe you can, maybe they can learn how to not internalize their anger so much.
Okay. Okay. So I'm thinking, guys, about maybe y'all come back maybe once a week for a while,
Okay.
and then we'll start processing your anger a little bit more each time, and your grief, and then go from there to see if we need to decrease it or what we need to do.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
I took a roll of toilet paper and I wrote all the crap that he's ever done with me on it. And
Okay.
I wiped my butt.
Okay.
I want to hear that.
Okay. That is different. I think there would be a better coping mechanism than that.
There
I think
has
we
to
could.
be.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I think we could come up with other ways of coping with our grief a little bit better, or with our anger. Okay. I'd say do journaling, but not on toilet paper and wiping your bottom. Okay. I think there's better ways of doing that.
Well, my friend suggested it.
Okay. Well, if your friends say stuff, do you always do what your friends tell you?
It seemed a lot less. I don't do they tell me to jump off a bridge, but I do tell them. I do if it seems like it can help. And my writing usually helps.
Well, it was creative to use the toilet paper. I have to give you that.
I'll get you a notebook tomorrow.
Okay.
Noah, what has been your way of dealing with your grief?
Don't have to. Don't have any.
You don't have any grief? So you just think therapy is a waste of time?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you guys coming in today, and I will see y'all next week.
All right.